Nepal, over 1 million children are engaged in labor. Many of them in exploitative and dangerous work in brick factories. A booming multi-million-dollar industry, there are more than 1,500 registered brick factories across the country. The law here strictly prohibits the employment of children under the age of 14. Yet, around 10% of the workers in brick factories are underaged.
We have evidence of at least 87 children under the age of 14 working in these 6 factories.
Some of them are as young as 5 years old.
Pretty much everywhere I go, there are so many children, some very young, working at all sorts of businesses. And no one's even trying to hide it.
Ratahat district in southern Nepal has the largest number of brick factories in the country. Arvind is 11 years old and works here from dawn to dusk. So does his 13-year-old sister Sangeeta. After the death of their father a few years ago, the siblings became their family's breadwinners.
How long have you been doing this for?
3 साल से.
How many days a week do you normally work here?
7 दिन.
Every day. Why do you work here?
कमाली तो दाल उल किन के चावल किन के खाई.
With no set hours, the workers are paid by the brick.
How many bricks do you make usually in a day?
200-300.
200 to 300 bricks a day. How much do you get paid?
1000 होला न तो 900 रुपया दे.
So it would take him 4 days, working over 10 hours to make roughly $7. That's only $1.75 per day, less than half the national minimum wage here. Lower pay is one of the main factors that makes employing children attractive to businesses.
Who taught you how to make bricks?
एउटा रला कोइला हम भाई के सिखाले तो हम अहिले न ते पाथे तरली चोथरा ए सैन के न ते सही पाथे पाथे हमरा लिन.
No proper training and poor working conditions mean injuries are frequent. Arvind hurts his toe.
एमती पटकाले न ते पसिदे छक जाले.
Do you often get injured or hurt yourself when you're working here?
कभी काल यहाँ तो पर लाग जाले कभी काल.
Arvind is also exposed to a huge amount of dangerous chemicals emitted by the kiln chimneys, which can cause a variety of lifelong respiratory, cardiovascular, and neurological complications.
He's taking me to that factory next door to introduce me to some of his other friends who work in these factories.
According to a UNICEF report in 2021, there are an estimated 17,000 child laborers working in Nepal's brick factories. These bricks are reported to have been used in international development projects funded by the Asian Development Bank, the UN, the UK, and the US.
Hello.
ऋतिक, राजेश, लीलम 8-9 बरस के होई सर.
8, 14, 12, all below age of employment.
ई हमर टोला में के बाटे ई स घरे लम के.
Hello.
चल हेलो कहि न
He's 6 years old and he's been working here for a year already. That's his mom?
छोटी माँ बाप नहीं थे मर गए बीमारी रही
Brick factories are only the tip of the iceberg. Fueled by poverty and corruption, nearly 1 in 7 children in Nepal are engaged in various forms of labor. Filmed on our smartphones, these are underage children working in kiosks, shops, hotels, and restaurants. Many of them are living away from their parents, and some have been trafficked across the border from India, making them more vulnerable to some of the worst forms of exploitation. According to the police, there's only been 1 case of prosecution for child labor in the last 2 years. Nepal's government has ratified many national and international policies to combat child labor and has pledged to eliminate it by 2025. Yet, the budget allocated for inspections focused on the issue was $3,400 last year, with only 10 inspectors for a population of over 30 million. Back at the brick factory, like every other day, Arvind is hard at work.
Who told you to come to work?
Mom, कहीं जो इटा पात के घर खोए तनका आराम करे फिर हम कहीं हम जाए पैसा कमा के मम्मी के दे मन लागे तो मन ना करेला.
Why not?
सही तंग आ चुके हैं. हम कहीं हम पर हम लेकिन हम सही कहीं पर हम बाप ना बात कमाए के पर हम पढ़े के चाहे था ये लड़का से प्राइवेट डॉक्टर वाला.
Do you ever feel angry at your mom for making you go to work? It's gonna start raining soon and they can't make bricks when it's raining, so Arvind has to go home, which means no money for him today.
Arvind lives here with his mum and 2 teenage sisters. They're part of an entrenched caste system. As Dalits, or the so-called untouchables, this family is at the bottom of the hierarchy in their Nepalese society. The Dalits are often thought of as dirty, not allowed to spend time with, touch, or even drink from the same well as the upper caste.
Mango. Okay. Very good.
The Dalits are mostly unskilled laborers with no assets, trapped in a vicious cycle of poverty. The highest rate of child labor is prevalent among this caste.
Did you ever go to school?
No.
Here, primary and the first part of secondary education is compulsory. Yet Arvind has never been to school, and he's not alone. 1 in 5 children in the country between the ages of 5 to 12 are estimated to be out of school.
What would happen to you and your family if Arvind stopped working?
गरीब मजबूरी बाप बउआ तभी बुद्धि जाके है
As a mother, how does that make you feel?
हमारी तो लड़का लगता कमा के खिया के पोस के छटकर बना देले अब तक ना कमाम तो कहां से आई
When it comes to child labor, it's easy to blame the parents sending their kids to work. But in reality, the situation is so much more complex than that. There are so many factors leaving people in the desperate enough position to make their kids go to work. And on top of that list is poverty.
It's election time across Nepal. Time for citizens to choose their local governments for the next 5 years. Highly powerful local bodies don't just execute the law, but they have the power to make new ones as well. Voters in election rallies from across the district are showing their support for their chosen candidates. During the course of our investigation, Vice World News found out that the brick factory, which employs Arvind, is owned by a local politician named Rambabu Prasad Chowdhury.
He's clearly very popular. Look at all these people standing here, pushing through just to be able to get a glimpse.
And he's campaigning to become the next ward chairperson of this district.
वडाध्यक्ष की जिम्मेवारी तो वो अपन काम सही से करे के चाहिए कह के जो काम के लिए ये वो तो वडाध्यक्ष बेला स्थानीय सरकार बेला कि ये स्थानीय सरकार के काम बाकी प्रत्येक चीज के जिम्मेवारी वो अपने पास में.
So, if you win this position, you're going to have a lot of power. Do you think someone who doesn't follow the law themselves should become a politician or even run for elections?
कानून के अंदर में रह के हमने सब जनता पर बनता ही ऊपर अंदर में चले पड़ते कि भ्रष्टाचार एक बहुत बड़ा देश के लिए समस्या है. निर्वाचन आयोग के जो कानून व नियम वो अनुसार सब दंडित होके चाहिए.
Employing children in Nepal is a criminal offense, and we have evidence that there are at least 18 children working in your factory in this ward. Why are you breaking the law?
वो हमारे पास में जानकारी रहा कि बाल-बाल का हमारा फाइटिंग में काम करी था.
I can show you. Look, this is your factory, right? Yeah, see? Children working.
बच्चा से इंटर पथाते.
What is he doing here then?
वो सब वीडियो बनावेला बनाले अपने घर. डायरेक्ट तो कोनो बच्चे हमरा फाइटिंग में ना होते.
That's not true.
हमने के तो जानकारी में ना रहे से बच्चा सब में काम करता कर हमने तो 2 दिन 4 दिन पर ईटा पाथे ले घरे तो देखे ना गेली. हमने तो गेली ऑफिस जाके देख के चल गई.
But that doesn't change the fact that you employ children.
Over the course of an hour-long interview, and despite me showing him videos of children working in his factory, Rambabu continues to insist that he doesn't know of any children working for him, and that if he's elected, he wants to improve the livelihood and education of the community. A few weeks after this interview, Rambabu won the elections. While waiting for politicians like Rambabu to take real action against child labour, children like Arvind are being helped by local charities like our Sansa. Mukesh Shah is its country representative, managing their various projects across the country.
लड़कियां सब के लिए ना पढ़ाओ जे छोट बच्चों सब के ना पढ़ाओ तो उनके भविष्य अंधकार हो जाता है.
पैसा सजो कराई तुम्हारी लड़का सबके पढ़ा लिखा ना तो हम लड़का पढ़ता ही.
हां तो ये लड़का सब कितना कमाला होला सन अपने के माने महीना में रोज कितना कमाला होला सन बच्चा खाली
500 300 400 ऐला कमाला कोई में सारा.
अपने के खेत तो बाकी ना
ना एको काठा ना
ये तो हमको खेत
को ना.
Mukesh proposes a deal to Arvind's mom and the parents of other children the charity has found working in the factories. The negotiation is not an easy task, and not everyone agrees to take part. A lot of the families here say they aren't aware that child labor is illegal and that they don't think it's harmful to their kids. For them, it's been a common practice for generations, deeply rooted in their community. These are the mothers who agreed to be a part of Mukesh's deal, to let their children go to school instead of work in exchange for a financial incentive.
From now on, once a month, these mothers are going to come and queue up here just like this to receive the equivalent of what their children earned in rice. Why rice?
Because this is the main essential things that they need to buy actually. So they will have not any financial load on sending them to school. Then only we say support them every month.
This is the way for the charity to not only fill that financial gap, which is the main reason these mothers say they send their kids to work in the first place, but to also make sure that they continue going to school, as the continuation of this payment depends on class attendance. How is this support going to help you? How do you feel about that?
Today, the team from Arsansa will get the children out of the factories.
Morning, guys. Ready?
Ready.
Sabita, Ramshila, and Sonila are all former child laborers themselves. Arvind and a number of the other children are brought out of the factories and told that they no longer have to work.
Some of them are in this car, some of them are in the other, and we are on our way to the classroom that's been prepared for them.
There are at least 67 more children identified by the charity still working in the 6 brick factories near the village. In the coming months, the Arsansa team plans to get them out too, and eventually, using the evidence they've gathered over the months, take legal action against their employers. Walking through the gates of their new school. A first for Arvind and many of the other kids. Most of them have never received any formal education. To bring them up to an appropriate level for their age, the charity has prepared a transitional class for the new students.
We give education, psychological counseling, family support, family counseling, and slowly actually when we think the children will be prepared in 3 to 6 months, then we will try to move them in the normal school. We will again then follow up and support them to go and do for the higher education.
Arvind! Namaste. Thank you.
पढ़ाई सबसे जरूरी बा। खाइल जरूरी बा कि ना? ना खाइल तो जिए जाए। ना जेले वही है अभी के ज़माना में पढ़ाई जरूरी बा ना पढ़ल जाए दुख होई तो मर ले अब काम कर जाए के बाद कि पढ़े के बाद यही में
सर के बात पे एगो ताली मारो
Based on Arvind's suggestion, Mukesh is now going around the circle asking each child one by one what they want to be when they're older.
Madam, police, doctor,
Ritik तू अरविंद
सर मास्टर बन के देश के रक्षा
टीचर मास्टर तू बोल
Arvind asks permission to say one more thing.
सब जने दिल पे हाथ होता
कोते दिल में पढ़ाई मैडम
अब हमने सब चिमनी में ना जान पौधे आए अब हमने चिमनी में ना जाए